What's up, YTPC? Uncle Willie coming to you from the coop. And today I'm going to do something for new pipe smokers. So if you happen to just now be finding this channel and you're new to pipe smoking, stick around. I hope this will help. I've got a friend that says the only thing you need to have to smoke a pipe is a pipe and tobacco. I agree. But sometimes there are other items that you need as an accessory. So first of all, you don't need to spend $400 on a pipe, and you don't need to spend $90 on a lighter. You can spend $30, $40, $40. That's where I recommend you start, with a briar pipe. And I'll tell you why. Because these basket pipes or factory pipes or whatever people want to call them, these pipes are drilled spot on. They are designed by an engineer that drills these pipes. They punch it in the machine, and they drill the draft hole and the chamber, and they line up spot on. I think that's the same engineers that design IKEA furniture. And you know how many parts you go with that, but when you get it together, it works perfect. Same thing with the pipe. Now, some people will recommend that you start off with a corn cob. I do not recommend starting your pipe journey with a corn cob. And I'll tell you why. Although they may look fancy and be cool looking, they still need a break-in period that takes longer than a briar. And the taste you get from a corn cob is a lot different than it is with a briar in the break-in period. Sometimes it'll take 2, 3, 4 bowls through a corn cob before it breaks in for you. So you get discouraged quick and you give up on pipe smoking. Wait till you cue the air conditioner. Wait till you become a little more seasoned in your pipe smoking journey. Then get a corn cob, and you can break it in with this. What I use to break in my cobs is a burley blend called Five Brothers. I don't recommend that as a beginning tobacco, so we'll get into that later. But what I do recommend for your first tobacco is something by this company called Briarworks. This is their blend called Back Down South, which is a vapor, which means it's Virginia and Perique. The Virginias have these are dark Virginias, so they have more of a bready note. You'll understand the nuances of the bready and citrus, and in your pipe journey you'll pick that out. But to keep it less complicated, this has two condiment tobacco in it, and it is a vapor, Virginia and Perique. And it is topped with some kind of booze. It smells like a sweet bourbon. So when you stick your nose in the jar and you smell and get the tin note, it's just so pleasant. The aroma is overwhelming with the sweetness from it. You probably smell this jar 10 times before you take any tobacco out of it. It smells so good. But the good thing about it is the smell from the tobacco doesn't translate into the taste of the tobacco once you put it in the pipe. And what that means is, if it tasted boozy, and it would be an aromatic. An aromatic is a flavored tobacco. There's 100 different ones, and I'm not going to get into that right now about aromatics. We're just going to stick with one basic blend you to start with, and I think you will enjoy this blend. And the reason I recommend Briarworks is because it comes in this jar. If you were to buy an old codger blend such as Half and Half, Carter Hall, Borkum Riff, Amphora, it comes in a pouch. If you're not smoking 2 or 3 bowls a day and you're only going to smoke 1 or 2 bowls a week until you decide you want to smoke daily, that tobacco is going to dry out on you. This will not. We use jars for long time storage and what we consider cellaring our tobacco. We'll put it in the jar and stick it in a box or whatever and let it sit for a year, 2, 3, 7, 10 years and let it age. This is from August of 21 already. So it's got some age on it, but we're not worried about aging right now. We're just worried about getting started. I'm gonna recommend with this what I don't normally recommend. I recommend you break some out, and for you to see, it comes in like a broken flake. It's a ribbon cut and a broken flake. When you get this, you will put this between the palm of both your hands, and then you will rub it together over top of something. I have a leather valet. You do not need a leather valet. You can use a paper plate or a napkin. Rub it together with your hand flat so it don't fall out. Then let it drop down, and once it gets onto your paper plate, take it and break it up like this. And this here is what I consider aerating, and it's letting it air a little bit. Now, if you're first starting out, put it on a paper towel or a napkin and let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes and give it a little bit of drying time. You'll find out in videos to come that I don't do drying time. I only recommend this for you beginners, so that way you won't have trouble getting your pipe lit. I am smoking, what I'm gonna be smoking is a $40 briar. It's called a Molina. You can pick it up at tobaccopipes.com and it's $39.99. The tobacco is $13.60. All of this is from tobaccopipes.com. And a tamper for $1, no, I believe these were like $1.20 or 99 cents. They're cheap, very cheap. It's a tamper. Show you that in a minute. Once you let your tobacco dry out and you pack your pipe, there's many ways that they will tell you on the internet how to pack your pipe. I am not going to go into different ways right now. I'm just going to load my pipe up and I'm going to show you what I do. Some people will recommend a 3-pinch method. That's fine if you want to do that. I load my pipe up, and it's best if you keep it down from below the top of the rim because it's going to expand. We'll show you that in a minute. But I lost my train of thought there. But there's many ways they're going to tell you how to load your pipe. After a couple times, you're going to figure out what works best for you. So once you get your pipe loaded, you're going to take your $2 Bic. That's all you need. Now, I don't know how this air conditioner is going to help me out or hurt me, but then you just light it, and light it good the first time. A lot of smoke. And you see how that rose up from the heat? It expanded. Most people would tamp that right now. Don't tamp. Let it burn. Don't tamp that. It's not ready to be tamped. still smoking. If it's smoking like that, there's no reason to tamp it. It's still going good because you lit it good the first time. Once you get ash built all the way around, you would take your tamper and lightly push the ash down until you touch the rest of the bowl, the tobacco. As soon as you feel resistance against your tamper, you don't push any harder. You don't want to push this down in there and put the fire out. All you're doing is spreading the ash around, and if it goes out at that point, or not, you're good to go. You can give it a little touch. Now you just enjoy the smoke. Relax, take your time. The hardest part's done. That's called retrohale. That's when you take a draw in and you blow it out through your nose. When you do that, you're tasting, believe it or not, your nose does have taste buds or something that helps you taste things. That's part of your sense of smell, hear, taste, feel, all of that. You taste things from memory, from your nose of memory. You can do the science on that yourself. But just to enjoy it, it looks like it's gone out. It's coming back. If you're not fond of the 99-cent tamper, I would suggest you get one sort of like this. It has holes in the bottom. So if you do tamp while you're smoking, it allows the air to flow through. Because sometimes when your pipe is starting to go out, if you cover it with your finger, that'll help fan it and get oxygen and then non-oxygen. That way it'll help the fire get going again. I'm enjoying this. I haven't tamped that I needed to. You'll know when you need to tamp. Once it gets burnt down some, just take your tamper, like I said, and lightly push the ash down until you feel resistance against the tamper. It's as far as you push. You don't need to cram it down in there. I see some guys will sit there and cram it down in and put it out and light it, then tamp it again and be like, I should have let this dry out longer because it's not burning. No. Taste the smoke. Get all the nuances that you can. Once you've gone through about a half a jar of this and you want to expand your horizons, reach out. Look at different tobaccos, but don't look at reviews. Do not let someone else's review put a opinion in your head before you try a product. As Ozark Hillbilly says, Buy your tobacco from description, not from reviews. And I agree 100%. Everybody's got a different taste, flavor, everything. Don't go from reviews buying new tobaccos. Go from product description. If you like the sound of Virginias and Orientals and Perique and Burley, then go for it. But don't watch a review or read a review and somebody say that they taste this, this, and that, and this. You might not taste none of that or smell that. So enter this at your own accord. I hope this has been helpful with you. And like I said, for $60, you're a pipe smoker and you've got good equipment to go with. That's what I'm saying. You don't need a $300 or $400 pipe, and you don't need a $90 lighter, $2 Bic. I do recommend a briar before you get a corn cob. So 25, 30 bucks, 50 bucks for a briar, tobacco, everything that I showed you, the pipe, tobacco, this tool, and a lighter, is everything's under $60, and you're a pipe smoker. So I hope that helps you with the beginning of your pipe journey. I'd love to hear your comments if you're a new smoker, if this helped or not helped. And if you are a veteran smoker, let me know your thoughts on my thoughts. So if you got any comments or questions, leave them down below. And until next time, you know what to do. Stuff them and puff them.